Thank you for joining us. We're going to be today talking all about Squared Up 5.3. For each of our releases, we like to focus on the theme. With 5.3, we made that a pretty broad theme. It's all about finding and sharing ideas for new dashboards and making those dashboards even better to tell a clearer story. So let's get into it. So we are here live, and here's a look at the panel today. So my name is Jason Bedreau. I'm the VP of Product at Squared Up. I'll be the one to set the stage for 5.3, but really it's the good stuff that we want to get into, and that's seeing the product in action. And that's where Vincent and Ruben are going to come in. So I'll let them introduce themselves. Vincent, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, Jason. Hi, Ruben. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I am Vincent, Product Manager at Squared Up, and yeah, looking forward to show you some new features today.
Thank you. How about you, Ruben?
Yep, my name is Ruben. I work as an infrastructure architect for a medium-sized enterprise and a Squared Up user and visualization fan.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to have you here, Ruben. Cool. Yeah, so like I said, we are here live. This is no recording. We're also joined by Ash from our solutions engineering team and a few folks behind the scenes who are going to be on chat to field your questions. So please do use that chat window throughout the presentation and keep those coming in. We'll save some time at the end of the presentation to try to take some of those over audio as well. So before getting into what's new in 5.3, just a quick look back, a backdrop of what we've been doing, what we've been up to so far in 2021. Our focus so far this year has been on feeding more data into our existing Squared Up dashboards. Many of you, like Tom's quote indicates here, we're looking for ways to get all of your operational data into one place. I have another quote actually by Ruben, who we just met, that Ruben said earlier this year, as an IT pro, I was looking into ways to visualize output from PowerShell for information and other APIs and other data sources. So we introduced several new data sources to Squared Up earlier this year. The two favorites have been by far the new PowerShell tile and the Web API tile. And with the flexibility of all of these data sources, what we did was we released a version of Squared Up which was independent of both SCOM and Azure. We called it Dashboard Server. We made it available for free. As a result, we've seen a lot of interest in Squared Up dashboards, and we actually see Dashboard Server quickly becoming the de facto dashboard solution for IT ops, which is something we've been really excited to see these last few months. Today, we're just doing a little bit of a rebranding exercise on that Dashboard Server. We're calling it our Community Edition. It's the same great dashboards, it's the same free price, but with a clear focus on our community, something we're going to talk about more today. So that Community Edition sits beside our Azure and our SCOM editions, of course, which offer all the rich native integrations that most of our customers have known and love. So with those new data sources, and then PowerShell in particular being the focus earlier this year of 5.1 and 5.2, it became time then to move our focus to the other pillars I have here of what just makes a great dashboard solution. So the visualizations and the ability to share those dashboards. So we have a handful of exciting visualizations today to share. We have enhancements to the scaler and the donut tile with the goal to make more of an impact with your key metrics. We're introducing a new image tile to help visualize status in the context, which is going to help just grab attention for your status and put it into context. We're delivering something which has been a highly requested feature, and that's default timeframes, so you can view and share dashboards with a time window that makes the most sense. So we'll talk about that more. And then last, features which pull all of this together, hopefully, and really amplify the power of Squared Up's community of customers and contributors, and try to get more value out of the things that you guys are already doing today. And so that's actually where we're going to start. I'm going to take it from the bottom here. So those community features are the first stop here. And so what's awesome about community, right? It's just how it comes together to make every member better than they would be independently. It's a place to find help if you get stuck, creating new dashboards, integrating with new data sources. It's a place to find inspiration or new ideas, or to share some of those ideas. Or it's a place that you can go to get a leg up, to get started with some templates you can repurpose. And those are some of the things that we love about the Squared Up community. So we have over 3,000 community members strong right now. So they're largely participating. Oh, that's funky. I've seen that happen before. So those community members are largely participating in our online forum, which is Community Answers. Many of you see you on there. And with that community in mind, we've recently published a dashboard gallery. So that's a place you can go to share dashboards you've built or to find inspiration from what other people are doing and then reuse their templates. So in 5.3, we're making it a bit easier. Whether you want to borrow or share ideas, you can now export any dashboard with just a couple of clicks to quickly share it as a template for use by someone else. So then you can upload it to that community, the dashboard gallery. And then in doing so, you can actually get your hands on some free Star Wars Lego. We love giving away Lego, Squared Up. And on the other side, it's easier to import dashboards from that community. So whether you're new to Squared Up and you're looking to get started, or whether you've been using Squared Up for years, but you're looking for new ideas and new ways that other people are using Squared Up to dashboard things in their IT environment, you can get going in just a few clicks from our dashboard gallery. So let's take a look at this import-export workflow in 5.3. Vincent and Ruben will walk us through it. So Vincent, it's going to be over to you. Let me give you the presentation.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Yeah. Coming through. Okay, there you go.
Okay, can you see my screen okay? Yeah?
I see it.
Nice, okay, right, so yeah, so we've set out to, as Jason said, we set out to design like an end-to-end user experience that makes it really easy for anyone to share their dashboards with minimum friction, share it with other users of the Squared Up community. So I'm going to take an example here. So this is our Squared Up SCOM edition. I have a dashboard here which is showing me some data from a SolarWinds API, showing me my network devices. And I'm really interested to share this dashboard with the community. So what I'll show you is how easy it is to do that with version 5.3. So what we've done is we've added on every dashboard, we've added an export button on the top right corner here. So if I click this button, it will suggest that I can export this as a dashboard pack. I have a simple button here. So what I'll do is do that, click the button. And what it's done here, it's exported this dashboard as a zip file, which I can then go ahead and sort of like start the submission to the community, to the dashboard gallery. To do that, we've also given you a link here on the same panel, a link which will take you to a very simple submission form. So if you give us a few details, so the first thing you have to do is drag and drop the zip file, your dashboard essentially, and if you would give us some screenshots, name, description, and author, and that's basically all you have to do, and then click submit, and that's it. Basically what's going to happen next is once you submit your dashboard, we will sort of review it, make sure it's all fine, and then we'll publish it to our community dashboard gallery. And that process usually takes about a week or two, but we'll keep you posted or ask you any questions by email if we need to as well. As Jason referred to as well, when you submit your dashboard to the community, you can win some prizes, win some Star Wars Lego. So yeah, go ahead and have fun, share your dashboards. That's going to be great to see what you guys are actually creating. So what happens is once you submit a dashboard, it will essentially be made available here on this on our dashboard gallery. So we already have a few examples available, and that's basically how easy it is to export your dashboards to the community. I see here we've got we've already got dashboards from Ruben. Hey, Ruben, so you've submitted dashboards before to the community. We've got two here. How do you like the new export feature, Ruben? Is that something you're gonna make more use of?
Yeah, definitely. So I used to contribute also already in the older times with SCOM and the community management pack catalog, where I always had to use Git. Which I'm familiar with, but I don't use it by daily. So it's really nice that I can now export it via a simple web form that really makes it easier, time saver definitely, and more willing to contribute more.
Nice. We're looking forward to see your name here. More of your name on the gallery. That's great. Well, and then obviously what we we haven't stopped just here at letting you export dashboards easily. What we want to make available to you is to be able to import those dashboards inside of SquaredUp as well. So what I'll show you now is how you can do that. So let's say this is the dashboard that I exported earlier. It's already available, but that's just because it's just for the purpose of the demo. It's already there. So what I want to do is get my hands on this SolarWinds Orion Nodes dashboard and import it inside my own SquaredUp environment. So I'm going to go over to another instance of SquaredUp. So this is SquaredUp Community Edition. And what I'll do here is I'll go to Next Steps. And on this dashboard, we've created we've basically given you a snippet of the top 5 dashboards that we kind of try and feature, or you can browse all of them if you wish. I can see the SolarWinds Orion Nodes dashboard here inside of SquaredUp. So what I'll do is click on it, and it's taking me to the gallery, directly to the page, to the dashboard that I need. And I will just go on, how do I get it? Click the button. And here what I see is essentially a list of steps that you will need as a user to sort of go through and sort of make sure that you do them one by one. So the first one is make sure you upgrade SquaredUp 5.3, which I already have set up. Then you need to create a web API provider to connect to SolarWinds. So I've already done it in my environment, but just in case, we give you some instructions as well here. And then once that's done, all you have to do is download the packs. So I'm going to do that right away. So it downloads it locally on my machine, and then it will also tell me what do I do next. So I can click on this little button. It tells me, oops, sorry, not this one here. Download zip file that I've done. Okay, I've got some instructions, so I know what to do. So I'll go back to the product, and then as instructed, I will go to this menu here, import dashboard packs. And then here is a drag and drop location where I can simply drop the file that I've downloaded. It's telling me it's been successfully imported, and indeed I can see that I've just imported a new dashboard under a community dashboards folder. Here it is, and if I click on it, here is the dashboard that I've just imported from the community. So as long as you follow the steps that are specific to the dashboard, then the process of importing a dashboard is as you've seen, as easy as just drag and drop the dashboard into your own environment. So I guess with that say, Ruben, just back to you again. Are there any? I mean, we were just looking at the dashboard galleries. There are quite a few examples already that we are making available. Is there a dashboard in the community that you'd love to get your hands on?
Yeah, I think so. The VMware status dashboard is quite nice. And what I have seen also in the community announcement on Twitter was that there was a guy who just published a dashboard for Veeam. And that's quite interesting. Yes. So it's a VMware backup solution, and you just see it on one screen, what's the status about all the backups that you're running, also some time figures there, how long do they take, and all just make visual in one screen, which is quite nice. So I'm looking forward to the guy to publish it, and if he does not find the time, I will see if I can take over and see to publish it later, because I think it will be a good use case for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's Craig Dalrymple, who has published a great blog with a Veeam dashboard that is created with the community edition. So we'll make sure to talk to Craig, and so he can hopefully upload his dashboard to the dashboard gallery as well. So it will be available for you, Ruben, and I'm sure other people to get their hands on as well. All right, that's all for me, Jason, for now.
All right, thanks, Vincent. Thanks, Ruben. Thanks for your contribution so far. Look forward to seeing more. Let me take back where we were. All right, so next up, glitches aside. So next up, let's talk about some of the ways we're spicing up those dashboards. So hopefully you got some inspiration, some new ideas, some new things you want to dashboard. Now we want to add some flavor and some color, some more flavor and color to those dashboards. So we have some improvements to the visualizations. So first one, it's a better way to visualize the status of what's important to you and hopefully pinpoint problems more quickly. And that's with the new image tile. You can now overlay status icons on top of any image of your choice. So maybe a world map or a data center layout, campus layout. Status can be retrieved and calculated from any of the data sources we talked about: Web API, PowerShell scripts, Splunk, Elasticsearch, etc. And so for some of you using the Visio tile in SquaredUp SCOM edition, this might be a similar or a familiar concept. But the idea here is to make this more accessible to those that aren't using Visio, and then to bring this to the other editions of SquaredUp as well. So we think the image tile is going to be a dazzler. Another way for your dashboards to make more of an impact is an improved scalar tile. And we're bringing conditional formatting to the scalar. So you can use what we built as an intuitive logic builder. You can create custom conditions that will trigger a scalar to change color. And again, no matter where that data comes from, you can create those conditional formats. You can choose from a range of colors. You have the option to highlight the background or the metric value itself. Just depends on how much you want that color to jump off of the dashboard or pop. And there's also added support for web links, so you can drill out to the corresponding tool to see more details about your metrics. So that's number two, the updated and improved scalar tile. And then third, it's finishing touches on top of the donut tile to make it a bit more enticing. See, I got the added sprinkles and the chocolate on the donut here. You can now map a specific color to a specific segment of the donut. You can sort those colors based on priority. And now each slice of the donut can be represented as a percentage instead of an absolute value. So those are some of our enhancements. We've given Ruben early access to 5.3 to see what he might stir up with it. He's already taking advantage of some of these improved visualizations. Ruben, would you show us what you've been up to? And I'll pass you the presenter.
I would like to do that. I will try to do that.
Thank you.
Okay,
got that.
Let's see if that works. So question to you again, can you see my screen?
Are you seeing it, Vincent?
Yeah.
What am I looking at? Okay.
Can you see SquaredUp now?
Yes, it says getting started. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so like I already said, I was given access to the early preview of the 5.3 version, so I just tried. And I used the endpoint protection dashboard here that you might have already seen in the gallery. So this is the look how you know it from 5.2. And if I now change over to 5.3, you hopefully will spot some differences. I think they're quite catchy, but let's see if you also can find them. Okay, drum roll. It's loading, it's loading. Ta-da! So here is 5.3 then. So I've used then the scalar tile here as in comparison to the small bar at the left for the previous one to show then the things which are very important for us, like we have nearly 1,000 clients which have definitions older than 2 days, and 1 to 2 days clients with 1 to 2 days definitions with 300 clients, and for much more clients, luckily we are good. So this is quite good. Then in the donut tile here, you can see before I just had to put here some numbers, and if the numbers are getting big, it's very hard to see them or to interpret them. So with percentage, it's easier to see and quite nice. The other guy here at the most right corner here, or at the right corner, is also the donut tile, where I've used some small conditions to allocate colors to the different values that I have. So it shows then, for example, with version 14, this is the highest version here in the environment, and it's quite good. It's very green, a little less good, but still good is this one, and then it's neutral for the blue one, and the dark red is for the worst situation with this low version number. So this is also quite nice. But for sure, my personal favorite is then the image tile. So now we can see then the hotspots of the infections on the world map, which is also much more. You can see it on first sight, and this is what I think what the dashboards are bringing us, right, to see the information on one side and to not have to drill down so many times to see all the details here. Any questions from your side, Vincent?
Yeah, this is great to see, Ruben. I mean, I guess the difference between your previous dashboard and this one is it's quite striking. And I think you say it's more catchy, and like the data jumps at you, isn't it? I want to kind of go through a few of the tiles that you've got here. So you've got the new scalar tile on the top left-hand corner. I think that's using PowerShell. I can see you're using the new color mapping as well. Would you show us how easy it was for you to achieve that kind of look and feel and sort of bring your metrics in the best light?
Sure thing. So PowerShell is also my favorite of data sources because it gives endless ways of getting the data and also of manipulating the data. So if in the past with the web API, I just got some values and I was sticking on them, now I can do any kind of thing. So I just use this PowerShell tiles now whenever possible. And you see for this one, I just get back a kind of string and just filtering, okay, if there is in this word critical with a JavaScript here, regular expression, then it will throw this red color. So it's quite easy. Also, if you hit here the brackets here, it will give us some examples, but you will try that out later by yourself. And that's even better. So you do not need to look up directly how it's what the right writing was in JavaScript.
Right, and I guess you could have added more conditional formatting as well. So based upon the metric, the value, you could have decided if it's between or over or less and use a different color.
Yeah, correct. Nice. Thing is just for the scalar tile, which makes it unique, it needs one value, right? And if I return more than one value, then I have to do it in another way, like I have did for MySpace, my way. So I did not want to rewrite all my scripts. I was lazy, so I used just this one condition and applied it differently.
Yeah, and I guess you got the donut on the right-hand side. You've got a few more colors going on. I guess, yeah. Again, would you show us how you were able to do the mapping here for the colors?
Yeah, that was lovely, easy. So I got my values here. And I just put them here just as hard coded, so that's fine because it's not changing daily. And I just allocated the numbers. So I just clicked here, and I've chosen one of these colors which are available, and that's it. And same for the percentage option. Right before I just had this number here, so that then I just had to click here on percentage, and it already changed then the long number into percentage. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great use case on the color mapping. I think you can see how easy it was for you to just assign a value to a color. Basically, that's all you're doing, and it just changes the look and feel of your
without
dashboard.
writing any code. So even though I like coding, I think without coding is also quite cool sometimes.
Exactly, it makes it easy. You can focus on other things, I guess. Exactly. What about the image tile? It looks pretty cool. That's also my favorite one. Obviously, that's one of the main new feature of 5.3. Just tell us more about it, I guess. How did you build it?
Yeah, to myself, actually, this is maybe nearly the last step to make us not reliant on SCOM, because before I was always having to write management packs to have the objects there that I can place then on the map. Now I don't need to do that. So again, you see here, I've used PowerShell for my things. And if I click here on the image, I can choose any of these predefined images. For this case, it fits perfectly. So I just have chosen this one, but I also can just upload any other things that make sense. And then I just can here switch to the drag and drop to this icon section. I can choose between circles and squares. I can make them bigger. I can make them smaller. And it looks great. And also with the label section here, I can also use this mustaches that have been introduced a few versions ago, and to make them make them uppercase or change the formatting, put some CSS or HTML tags inside and make them even more appearing. So it's the transition between all these different languages is fluent and working out great.
Yeah, mustache pickers is something we try to add in as much as we can across various styles, because they give you the flexibility, and especially on an image style where you need to have some kind of label that's really very easy to understand. So you want to format, make it bigger, smaller, or concatenate it. So I can see how you've used that here too. That's nice to see.
Cool. Easy.
I guess the community will be looking forward to see that dashboard updated on the dashboard galleries. Do you have any plans to make that available publicly?
Yeah, sure thing. Hopefully next week, but I don't want to promise it. So it's always hard.
Sounds good. What about any other? Do you have any other plans for any other? I mean, you've got thousands of dashboards, I guess, on SquaredUp. Are there any dashboards but specifically you're thinking you could update and maybe make use of the latest features?
Yeah, you definitely have. So I have too many ideas but too less time. So one of the dashboards that's already in my queue is here for Jedi end-to-end. This is a small tool which measures network quality, so jitter, package loss, and other stuff, but it also can do some synthetic transactions. For this case, then we have used it for simulating DNS resolution from a client, so not for the DNS servers, just for the client, and measuring the speed. And here we can see, like the donut tile, right? It's putting out some colors, right? Critical is bluish, and then healthy is lilac. That's not nice. So I will use then the conditions here for fixing the colors according to the label. And a few scalar tiles, and I would also use then the condition, for example, and say, okay, if it's less than 50 milliseconds, or maybe less than 10, it's a green, it's all fine. If it's less than 50, perhaps it's yellow because it's just so. And if it's more than 100, I would put it red, because then obviously something is wrong and somebody need to check of our networking specialists. This is one. So this also again works with PowerShell in the background, which I use to pull in information via the REST API. So because again, PowerShell gives me the possibility to transform all the results, to order them, to group them, to reformat them, and it's so I feel more comfortable with that one than with JavaScript, for example. And the other guy that's in my queue is for Aruba. So Aruba, they are a wireless technology company that have been acquired by HP. And so they are building these controllers, access points, and so on. Again, PowerShell and REST, which is used here. And here I'm getting, for example, the information for the wireless controller about their state, right? If they're healthy, if they're not healthy, and also about the access points. And this is fantastic use case for the image tile, since I just put here a layout of our shop floor, for instance, with all the different halls and locations here, and I just will place then the access points just as icons here where they're located. And then if somebody is calling the help desk and says, hey, our wireless here is quite slow, it's bad signal, we just can open the map and say, hey, dear technician, you know where to replace it, because we just have it on the map, and it's great. So it's definitely a help. So looking forward to find the time to do that.
It's looking good. We are looking forward to see the end result as well. That's going to be great to see.
Yeah, that's what idea. So it's nice. So what things that are made available with 5.3, I see many use cases.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Ruben.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Ruben. Yeah, my like you, Vincent, I think the image tile is my favorite as well. It's the one that definitely tells the story. All you have to do is just see it, right? And it's pretty clear. You use that example with the Ruben. Like if you see that there's an area of a floor plan that has an alert, boom, just go send someone out to check it out. Cool. So thanks for being the first one too to try these out. Let me come back as presenter. All right, so the next one I alluded to earlier. We have one more update to share before we wrap it up. It's the fixed timeframes. I'm ending on this one because it's been one of the most requested features in SquaredUp for quite a while. It's that ability to define the time frame, which displays as a default for a given dashboard. So anyone you share the dashboard with ideally sees it sort of as you intend it. So using open access, you can always see it in the most relevant light. Maybe you want to set that time frame to 30 days or longer for like an application's SLA dashboard, or for a shorter time period, like 1 hour for a root cause analysis dashboard, where you just want to capture the data that happened most recently. And those timeframes can be adjusted anywhere from 1 hour to 12 months. And like I say, they become the default. They become sticky whenever you share that dashboard. And we hope this makes dashboards that you share, all of you out there, all that more impactful. I think that's going to be a nice wrapper on top of all the cool stuff that we just saw from Ruben. So there you have it. Dashboard more things. At the beginning, I said it's dashboard more things, dashboard things better. So the more things, it's really taking inspiration from the community. We have downloadable templates. You can import them with the 5.3 feature into your existing instance of SquaredUp. And you can make those dashboards come to life with all those new visualizations we just saw from Ruben's examples, the improved donut, the scaler, and that slick looking new image tile. So we're really excited to see what you're going to do with it. We hope you kick the tires on all these new visualizations. We hope you take advantage of the ability to export these and share them with the community. We're hoping to give away a lot of Lego in the coming weeks and months. So yeah, I'll hand it over to you, Vincent. Maybe you can tell everyone how they can get their hands on 5.3.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's good news is it's available today. We've made available the RC release. So if you head over to download.squareup.com, you will find the download link. You'll find the release notes and a brief summary of what's new in 5.3. And all the features you've seen today are available across our 3 product editions. So as Jason said earlier, we've rebranded the name. It's essentially the same products, but Community Edition, Azure Edition, Scom Edition all get the benefits of those new features. Great news on the upgrade. If you are coming from 5.2 or earlier, you can do an in-place upgrade. That's just easy. Press next, basically, and you are upgraded. There are no breaking changes or anything in 5.3. And as always, we give priority support to customers who will upgrade to RC. And later this month, in about a week or two, 22nd October, is when we are planning to release or to make available R3 as a GA release. So head over to download.squareup.com. I guess that's the message here.
Cool, thanks, Vincent. Yeah, so we'll go over to see if there's any questions that have come in, and this is a good opportunity to ask you to please do submit your questions in the chat window. We'll try to take those. The first one that I did see was a question, if you're using SquaredUp, for example, the Scom edition, as I think most of the people on this call are probably using the Scom edition. The question was, can you also add these community packs that we shared to dashboards? So Vincent showed the SolarWinds dashboard. There's the Teams dashboard that we have in our gallery. So I think Paul on the chat had answered this question, but I want to answer it for everybody. Yeah, the answer is yeah. So the packs for all those external integrations using Web API and PowerShell tile, like Ruben shared. So as long as you're using the Connect tier or above for the Scom edition, that's what gives you those the Web API tile and the PowerShell tile, which I know most of our customers are on the Connect or EAM tiers. Then yes, you'll be able to use all those dashboard packs, and we make them available for all the products. The Scom edition, the Community edition, and the Azure edition.
I had a question. I saw a question come through. I can't actually see the question on my side, Jason, but I've got Ash who is relaying the questions to us. One question was, if I submit a dashboard pack to the gallery, can I update it later and resubmit? So the answer is yes. You can always make an update to your dashboard a few days, weeks, months later, resubmit that dashboard through using the same form. And what we'll do is we'll flag up that dashboard as being an update. We'll see that it's coming from you. What we are also thinking of doing going forward is for the sort of advanced or expert users or dashboard users is potentially to make available that repository where we store all the dashboards. You could even make an update yourself directly to your dashboard. But for now, just resubmit the dashboard using the same form, and we will handle the update process for you.
Good one. yeah, hopefully you find ways to continue improving and thinking of new things to add, new ways to visualize those dashboards. So keep them coming. We'll make sure the latest is up there. I saw another question come across from Ash. Can I upload my own images to the status tile, that image tile that we talked about, for other integrations, Web API, PowerShell? So yes, we include some default images out of the box, if you will, and we give you the ability to add any custom image and any data source from the status overlaid on top of those.
Yeah, there was a question about which data source the image tile supports. So yes, PowerShell, every data source we provide will support the image tile. So PowerShell, Web API, and some native integrations. If you use Splunk, Elasticsearch, and more of what we have, you can choose your own image tile and overlay the status of those data sources on top. Yeah. Question, which is would be a no answer. Can I export perspectives to the gallery? For now, you can't export perspectives, but what you can do is pin a perspectives as a dashboard and export the perspectives dashboard as a dashboard, essentially. So you can't export perspectives, but you can convert perspectives to a dashboard and do it that way. That was a good one. I think what does, so the scalar tile, the coloring on the scalar tile, does it apply to, what does it apply? Is it just for SCORM performance tile or all scalar tiles? So the answer is it's for all scalar tiles. So SCORM performance tiles, as well as any scalar tiles from any metric, if you want, from any data source, SCORM, anything through PowerShell, Web API. So the scalar tile is the conditional colors on scalar tiles. This feature is universal across all the squared up data source.
Cool.
Just picking up a few more questions. Are the image tiles zoomable to spread our closely spaced site? I'm not sure what that means. All I can say is you can, depending on your image, you can sort of resize the if you resize the tile, it will resize the image accordingly and keep the status icons where they should be. So that should work nicely for that use case. If you do want to zoom in on a certain area of your image, say you're looking at an office layout, for instance, you might find that actually it's better to break the image into segments, perhaps. That would be an alternative as well.
I can also say that from experience, it's better to break them into different images. They can then keep smaller in terms of data size, and they're getting loaded faster. So it's a better user experience to have small images for the different areas than having just a big one that you need to zoom in. So it's I can suggest this way.
Yeah, gives you more flexibility, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. There's a question. I am a vendor. Can I work with someone to create a dashboard to be uploaded to the gallery? Yes, the answer is yes, absolutely. It's actually your, when you submit a dashboard, you give it a name, give us some screenshot. You can also tell us how you want to be referred. So on the dashboard gallery, we give you a credit, basically, whether it's your name, your company name, a Twitter handle. So you can decide who you want that dashboard to be credited to. Essentially. So yes, the answer to that is yes. Are there any plans to have a visual tile for the PowerShell Web API tiles? It's in our backlog, yes. We can't commit to anything, but yes, thanks for raising that one. We are well aware that this is potentially a popular feature to have a visual tile for PowerShell and Web API. Quite a few questions coming in. I'm just trying to catch up. Right. Yeah, I have a question. You might have the answer to that, Jason. When is the next Dashboard Friday video going to be on?
I saw that question too. For those of you that aren't aware, we just kind of kicked off a series, so sort of inspired by all of the cool dashboards that people are already starting to share into the gallery, hopefully many more with 5.3. We have kicked off a series called Dashboard Fridays, where Adam Kinnaburo from Squared Up is kind of hosting. It's almost like a little podcast that we're doing every week to share the dashboard, talk through the idea. The first one we did was on VMware. It's actually the one that Ruben referenced earlier. But to answer the question, I don't know what the next one is. I know we have I think a few that we're working in parallel. So we're trying to build a pipeline of these. But you can find the answer. It's one with those. And if you have any requests, let us know. Any dashboards that you see in the gallery that you'd love to have the creator walk through, we'd love to prioritize that.
Cool. So that's all I have pretty much, Jason, I think.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you for all the questions, everybody. I want to thank Ruben for joining us on here. I don't think it would have been the same if we didn't have a chance to see 5.3 out in the wild. So really cool to see all the cool visualizations that you're doing, the neat use cases. And can't wait to see again what everybody that joined us today, what you're going to do with it when you get your hands on it. And hopefully you do share those. So thank you again for joining us, and do get your hands on 5.3 like Vincent mentioned. I'll just put that up, that last slide up on download.squaredup.com. You see that on the top of this slide here. And I think that's a good place to wrap up. See you all next time.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ruben. Bye.
Bye.